Okay, so chapter 8, section 1, I have number 79, which says a 24-ounce, and it's fluid ounce, jar of spaghetti sauce is $2.69. Okay, another jar that's 1 quart whole is $3.29. Which one's cheaper? Or a better buy, rather? That's what the question asks you. Now, we need to find the per ounce price to know which one is a better deal, which means I need to figure out how many ounces are in a quart. So if you have your chart, it was on page either 480 or 491, depending on your book. You're going to look that up, and you're going to see that 1 quart, I'm going to go with cups, is 4 cups. And 1 cup is 8 ounces. Okay? So I'm going to need to go from quarts to cups to ounces. So I have 1 quart is 4 cups. Sorry, not equals times. 4 cups over 1 quart times 8 ounces over 1 cup. Well, there's all ones in the denominator, so nothing's going to cancel. So that's 32 ounces. Okay. So I just multiply across, the units cancel, but nothing else does. Okay, so this jar is the same as 32 ounces. That. Now I want to find out the per ounce price. I have $2.69, and that's 24 ounces, so I'm going to do $2.69 divided by 24. And that's 11 cents an ounce, essentially. And then I'm going to do $3.29 divided by 32. And that's 10 cents an ounce, essentially. Okay. So the quart is the better deal because it's only 10 cents an ounce as opposed to 11 cents an ounce. So you'd want to buy the quart. Oh, let me pause. 83, we have Byron, and he's laying sod in his backyard. And each piece of sod is 6 pounds, 4 ounces. And we want to know if he puts down 50 pieces, how much does it weigh? To know if it fits in your truck. Okay. Yeah. All right, so we have 6 pounds, 4 ounces. I can either convert this whole thing to ounces, multiply it by 50, and then convert it back to pounds. Huh? I did that. Or I can multiply the pounds by 50 and the ounces by 50, and then convert the ounces to pounds and add them together. I'm going to do that because it's only 1 conversion rather than 2. So I'm going to do 6 pounds times 50. Well, yeah, times 50. And then I'm going to do 4 ounces times 50. Does that make sense? Because I have 50 pieces, and so each part of that is going to be times 50. So I bring down that 0. So that's 300 pounds. I bring down this 0, so that's 200 ounces. It shouldn't be 200 ounces, though. We need to take this now and convert this to pounds. Oops, 200 ounces. And then there, in 1 pound, you have 16 ounces. Okay? So essentially, I'm going to be dividing 200 by 16. So that's 12. So I'm going to get 12 pounds, and then there's 100, that's 192 ounces. But I had 200 ounces, so there's 8 ounces left. So I get 312 pounds, 8 ounces. So I have 2 yards, and I want to know how many inches is that. So I have 2 yards, and in every yard there are 12 inches. Okay, so my yards are going to cancel, and I have, oh, there's already an equal there.
12 inches in 1 yard?
No, sorry,
36.
36 inches. I was in my head stepping. I meant to say there are 3 feet in 1 yard and then 12 inches in 1 foot. That's what I meant. So the yards cancel, the feet cancel, and so I have 2 times 3 times 12, which is 72 inches. Because we don't have a yard to inches, we have yards to feet and feet to inches. I don't have a conversion for that. So we've got 31,680 inches, and we want to know how many miles. Yeah, so I'm going to go from inches to feet. So there are, for 1 foot, there are 12 inches. And then I'm going to go from feet to miles. And in 1 mile, there are 5,280 feet. So my inches will cancel, and my feet will cancel. And I can multiply straight across and then divide, or I can cross cancel. I'm just going to multiply straight across and divide. It's going to be easier. So I've got 31,680 times 1 times 1. That's easy. There we go. Is it? Yep. Okay, and that's miles, right? Because everything else canceled. Now I'm going to divide this. So I've got 31680 divided by 63360. So I get half a mile.
I kept getting off this 5.
Did you get these 2 numbers?
Yeah.
If you didn't have the 0 down here, that would give you 5.
Maybe that's what I was doing.
Because that would change the decimal place by 1. Okay, so we have a half a cup serving of cereal has 180 milligrams of potassium, which is 5% of your daily recommended allowance, right? And we want to know how many grams would be the recommended daily allowance. Okay. The easiest way to do this is to find out how many milligrams are in the daily recommended allowance first and then convert it. Okay, so if I want to say, okay, the daily recommended allowance, that's 100%, right? Do you guys agree? 100%? That's the full amount. So I want to know, to turn 5% into 100%, what do? I multiply by something. Nope, if I multiply by 100, I get 500.
Oh, by 10.
If I multiply by 10, I get 50. Yeah, I'm going to multiply by 20. So to get from 5% to 100%, I'm going to multiply by 20, which means I'm going to multiply this by 20 as well to get the 100% of the daily recommended allowance.
Okay.
So that's 3,600 milligrams. hold on. So since I go from 5 to 100, I multiply by 20. That means 180 milligrams times 20 would give me the full recommended daily allowance, which is 3,600 milligrams. But I want to know how many grams. So I'm going to take that 3,600 milligrams, and to convert milligrams to grams, I'm going to go up my staircase, right? So, do you guys want me to draw the staircase again?
No.
Yes?
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, you did it.
So, in the center of the staircase, we have meters, grams, and liters. That's the main staircase. We can go down 3 and we can go up 3. Up here we have kilo, hepto, deca, deci, centi, and milli. Okay, and now you remember, if you go down the staircase, you're multiplying by 10, or you move one space to the right, and that's per step. And these are both per step, right? Times 10 per step, or 1. And if you go up, you're dividing by 10 or moving one space to the left per step. So we're at milligrams, and we need to go up the staircase. So we're here, we go to centi, deci, gram. So it's 3.6 grams. Okay, 23, we have a triangle. Give me my thing. So I have a triangle, it looks something like that. And it's 800 kilometers here. No, meters, sorry. And it's 600 meters here. And 1 kilometer here.
600 meters or
Meters. So here's meters, meters, kilometer. And we want to do the perimeter. But I have meters, meters, and kilometers, which are not the same. So I'm going to convert kilometers to meters. So that's 1,000 meters. Okay, so 1 kilometer is 1,000 meters. And then, since it's perimeter, I just add up all the sides. So it's, the perimeter is 2,400 meters, if you did it in meters. And then if you wanted to, you could put it in kilometers, and it would be 2.4 kilometers. Either way is acceptable, because they didn't say, so. Okay, so we have this sort of, mine, it's more straight than this, but you get the idea. So I have y and I have x. I have 300 millimeters, 4.5 decimeters, 250 millimeters, and 7.5 decimeters. Okay, now remember, decimeter is different than decameter. Okay, so these are the small ones. So I'm going to convert these to millimeters first. So 4.5 decimeters, it goes deci, centi, milli. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to replace it with 450 millimeters, just because I'm running out of space. And I'm going to convert the 7.5 decimeters, deci, so deci, centi, milli. So that's 750 millimeters. Okay, now I'm on all the same units. Okay. I have to find y and I have to find x. Yeah, basically, if I sort of cut it off right here, if this whole side right here is this part plus this part, right? So if I have a straight line here, this part is 300 because it's the same length as this. And this part is 250 because it's the same length as this. So the x then is 550. Okay. Now I do the same thing for y. If I were to draw a line right here, this whole thing is 750. This part's 450. This is what's left. So I'm going to do 750 minus 450. So that's 300. Does that make sense? Okay, so now I have, get rid of that so it's not so confusing. Okay. So now I have all the sides. And since I want perimeter, I've got 300, that's this one, plus 300, plus 450, plus 250, plus 750, plus 550. Okay, I'll add up this column. You guys do the rest. Just kidding. So it's 20, 5, 8, 12, 14, 21, 26. And we can leave it in millimeters because it doesn't say, which would be, if you wanted to know, 260 centimeters or 26 decimeters or 2.6 meters. If you converted, so you'll notice I just moved 1 decimal place over each time I went up. Yeah, let's say I have a log and my log is 13 feet 8 inches, so it's 13 foot 8 inches. And I want to make a chair, so I need a 4'5" piece of that log off. Okay, so I'm going to take away 4 feet 5 inches. How much log do I have left? Oh, that's not a good example. Let me change that 5. I'm not going to have to borrow with a 5. Let's make it 4'10". Okay, so I'm going to take 13.8 and I'm going to subtract 4'10" inches from it. Well, I can't take 10 inches from 8 inches. So I'm going to borrow a foot from my feet. So that's now 12 feet. And I'm going to give a foot to this 8 inches. And how many inches are in a foot? 12. So I'm going to add 12 to 8, which is going to give me 20 inches. And then I'm going to take 20 inches and I'm going to take 10 inches away from that and I'm going to have 10 inches. And then I'm going to take 12 feet and take 4 feet away from that, so I'll have 8 feet, 10 inches left. So it's like regular subtraction. Instead of borrowing 10, though, you borrow 12. And then if I added, let's say I add 3 foot 7 inches plus 5 foot 9 inches. Okay, this is me standing on a ladder. And how tall am I? Okay, so yeah, that's me. I'm 3 feet. Okay, so I'm going to add 9 and 7. That's 16 inches, right?
Yeah.
But 16 inches is bigger than a foot. So I'm going to take a foot from it. So I take 12 inches away from it. I'm left with 4. And that 12 inches is 1 foot. So I'm going to put that up here with the 1 foot column. And then I'm going to add, so I would be 9 feet 4 inches at that point. If I was stilt walking, I'm walking on really big stilts.